what up? This is your boy Guru back with another So You're New to Light Tanks Part 3, and today we are in the T37 Tier 6 light tank. Now, if you're new here, please consider subscribing and turning your notification button on, especially if you're here for the mod pack videos that seem to be quite popular on this channel. Also, remember to give this video a like if you have learned something from it, if you have gained some information from it, and it helps my channel out very much, and I would like to thank you in advance for it. Now let's get to it. Tier 6 light tanks. This is where things get a little bit more serious. This is where you play for keeps. This is where your tier 6, this is where your light tank journey actually begins. This is when things get serious, when you want to mess around, play around, learn the trade. Do it in tier 5s and tier 4s. From tier 6 onwards, it gets a little bit more serious. Why does it get a little bit more serious? That's because you get a lot more abuse, and you get a lot more backseat gamers telling you what to do in game. Your own teammates will be blaming you when they're not performing. You're the first one they look to blame. You will bear a lot of responsibility. You have to carry your team, because they're gonna blame you for every time they do bad. They're gonna say it's your fault for not spotting and shit like that. So things get a little bit more serious. That's what I'm trying to say. So you do need to pay attention to that, and your setup is also slightly different. Now with this setup, as you can see, I have a 3.2 skill crew here, and this 3.2 skill crew cost me 12 million credits to buy. 12 million credits worth of crew books got me this exactly 3.2 skill crew. For 6 million credits, you could get a 2.5 skill crew, which is also sufficient, but I do recommend that you get at least a 3 skill crew in this in tier 6 onwards, because you're going to come up against other tanks, other tier 6 tanks that have 3 skills or more, and if you do not have the skills to keep up with them, you're going to lose out to them in terms of vision and camouflage, and you're going to get yourself spotted, killed, and you're not going to contribute anything to your team. So always remember, try to get a 3+ skill crew for your tier 6 tanks onwards. And let's go on to the next point I want to make is, at this tier onwards, you need to start learning to study tank values. When I mean study tank values, I mean you need to know what other tanks, what other light tanks characteristics are like, what kind of camouflage values they have, and you can check them out inside here. If you have them in your comparisons list, you can pull them up. So I'm going to pull them up and show it to you. These are tier 8 tanks. Now tier 8 tanks, there are some general rules. For instance, in terms of camouflage values, French tanks often do a lot better than other nation tanks. So if you look at here, concealment values for the French tank ELC even very high, 45% camouflage value, which is really good. Look at the other French tanks, 37% on the Lynx 6x6, on the Backchat 12T, 37%, really good. The only other tanks that have really comparable kind of camouflage values are the LT432, which is also 37%, and the LHMTV 38%, 39% camouflage values, really good. But like I said, some nations have better things than other nations. Well, that's the special thing about French tanks, a little bit better camouflage values. The only other nation closer to that is the British light tanks, which is the LHMTV. But don't compare that to the premium version of the LHMTV, which is the Senlac. The Senlac has terrible camouflage value. Well, not terrible, but terrible compared to the LHMTV. I think it's about 30-31% camouflage value. So don't equate the Senlac to the LHMTV if that makes sense to you. So anyway, in terms of camouflage, usually the French have the best camouflage values. The second best are usually the Chinese tanks. But here you can see, ever since the light tank apocalypse, or you could say the nerfs that they brought to light tanks, things have changed a little bit. It seems that Russian tanks now have a bit of camouflage as well. If you look at the Tech 3 light tank from the Soviet line, the LTTB, only 31% camouflage, which is terrible compared to the premium version, 38%. I don't know why they made it this way, but that's the way it is. That's how you have to live with it. So one of the most important tips is you have to start learning how to study tank values at this tier. Now, equipment wise, let's talk about the crew first. Okay, the crew as usual. When I say you need to have 3 skill crew, the extra skill you need here is Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms greatly improves your overall skill of the crew. Now, as you can see, there are 120 on the commander, 120%, 132 on the rest of the crew. Now, that is because of the BIA Brothers in Arms. You need that to improve your overall skills for your crew. For your overall crew skills, that's very important. So you need BIA crew skills, you need your situational awareness and concealment for your commander. For your gunner, of course, you want Brothers in Arms. You want your gun handling skills, which is like designated target, snapshot, and concealment. For your other tank, your driver, you need Brothers in Arms, smooth ride that helps you shoot on the move, concealment, repairs, and for your loader, you want Brothers in Arms, concealment, repairs, firefighting. Now you notice that I did not put concealment as my first skill to learn for my commander and for my driver. Why is that so? Because if you, like I said, studied the tank values, you will know that the T-37 or American tanks in general do not have great concealment values. So concealment isn't a great part of the American light tank game. So even if you increase their concealment values, their camouflage values, it is not going to increase by much. Now, as you can see, it's only 26%. Even with my crews at 100%, it's only going to go up to about 28% camouflage values. So American tanks do not have great camouflage. Now, in terms of equipment, I have the vertical stabilizer. For combat purposes, obviously, the optics for extra vision, which you will need in light tanks, and here I have vents instead of a rammer. Now again, I explained this in the second part of this video, why I'm using vents, because my reload time is 3.25 seconds with vents. Now if I use the rammer instead of vents, my reload time is 2.99 seconds, which means I can only gain like a quarter of a second quicker reload if I had rammers. So why would I need rammers for a quarter of a second reload gain? So instead I put vents in there. That helps with my aiming speed, it helps with my traversing, it helps with my view range, it helps with my camouflage values a lot better to use vents. For me, you could run gun rammers if you want, that's up to you, but I decide to run vents. And I also run food in my consumables here on top of my small first aid kit and small repair kit. I run food, which is a case of Coca-Cola. What does it do? Case of Coca-Cola helps 10% to my crew skills and perks during the course of the battle. What does that mean? Now let me explain to you what vents and Coca-Cola means. Vents and Coca-Cola is like BIA. It helps out with your overall crew skills here. It pushes it up to 132%. 32% better than your standard crew. Isn't that good? That's good, right? The vents also helps with your each and every individual crew skill that you have, which means the more crew skills that you have on your crew, if your crew, each of your crew had 5 skills, you will stand to benefit more with the vents. If your crew has 1 skill or 2 skill, you will benefit less because you have less skills. But if you had 5 skills, the vents will help improve those each and every one of those skills just a little bit more, something like 2%. So a little bit more camouflage, a little bit more quicker reload, a little bit more view range. That's what vents do. It helps your overall skill and it helps your individual skills. That is why you use vents and Coca-Cola. Alright, let's get into the game and some gameplay. I've taken up like almost 10 minutes of talking about why we set up this tank the way we set it up. So let's go. Alright, here we go. We are in Fjords and we are spawned on the north side now. I am juggling my ammunition between standard AP and APCR shells, AP and APCR shells. Why? I want to make a video for you that accurately reflects how I actually play live on the server. So I'm going to do exactly that for you. I'm going straight for the APCR. Why am I doing that? Because this is a tier 7 game and I am a tier 6. Every time I'm bottom tier, by default I will go for the higher penetrating shells, APCR or heat, anything that's better penetrating, because I need to fight tanks that are higher tier than me.
Where's my money, bitch?
Or I would think so, but that is a AMX 12 tier. Obviously I don't need APCR for that. But once I've put that away from my mind, once I've loaded into the best ammunition that I can use, then I just leave it there by default and I forget about it and I focus on playing my game instead of, you know, shuffling my ammunition back from APCR to AP. I don't need to think about that anymore. I automatically default to APCR premium shells when I'm bottom tier, and then I just forget about it and I focus on playing on my game. Now, what am I doing here? You can see me not spotting or anything, right? In fact, in this entire game, I'm only going to spot one tank and I'm not going to even get any kind of assisted damage. I'm not going to get any spotting damage out from this game. Why? Because, like I said, in tier 6, things start to get real. You have to send it. You have to full send it. You have to be the active combat tank. You have to play your light tank a bit more like a medium tank and less like a light tank. I'm not saying you're going to forget about your duties as a light tank, but you're going to think about doing damage, contributing to your team in the damage sort of way. Now, there are two light tanks in this game in our team. One is me, the other is the LTG. You can see the LTG somewhere in the middle of the map there, hiding in a bush or something like that. I can almost guarantee you, even when I started playing this game, I knew I'm going to do a lot better than an LTG because he's just in that bush being a passive scout. He's trying to scout for his team. But it doesn't necessarily work out all the time for the passive scouts, especially in maps like this where there are a lot of places for you to hide and shit. It's not an open map. It's not an open map that's good for passive scouting. So you've got to know the situation where how you can apply yourself. Either you're going to apply yourself as a passive scout or you're going to apply yourself as a combat medium tank, which is exactly what I'm doing here. I know this map is not that great for spotting. I'm not saying it's not great for spotting all the time. In certain situations, in certain occasions, it is good for passive spotting, but not on this occasion. On this occasion, I need to pull my big boy pants up. I need to go, you know, balls to the wall, pedal to the metal. I need to be the one doing the damage. I need to be the one pulling my weight. I need to be the one contributing to the victory of my team by doing a lot of damage. Now, in other situations, I could be hiding in the bush. I could be doing the passive spotting. I could be the one earning the residual damage, the assisted damage for my team. But this is not that situation. So playing in light tanks from tier 6 onwards, it's a serious game. You need to figure out for yourself when is a good time for you to be active, when is a good time for you to be passive, when is a good time for you to contribute by doing damage, when is it's a good time for you to contribute by doing the spotting for your team. Now look at how quick this game is. It's going to be a less than 5-minute game. If I had resolved to hide in a bush and to do the spotting, quote unquote spotting for my team, I would have got no damage. I would have earned nothing. I would have finished either in the middle or last on my team. But as it stands, I've done, you know, maybe 800, 900. I'm going to end up doing about 1,000 damage or whatever. Although I only spotted one tank this entire game and did not get any kind of residual damage or assisted damage, you could call it. Even though I didn't do that, I still contributed massively. me and the other maybe the HT6 Japanese heavy tank held that middle part for the most part, and we destroyed that T-54M, that Cromwell, that 212 tons, the French 12T light tanks, and because of that, we helped contributed to the victory of our team here in this game. Now, this is not a spectacular special game or anything like that. This is your typical run-of-the-mill game. This is your day in, day out games, and it turns out to be a fun game for me, right? Now, it wasn't a fantastic game, but it wasn't a shit game, and I contributed, I did my part, and I did over 1,000 damage, and I finished on top in XP, not on top on damage. I'm not sure if I did finish on top on damage, but anyway, it was a win. And basically, this is a little bit of an insight on how you want to start your tier 6 light tank adventures. I hope you gained something and learned something, picked something up from this video. If you liked it, please smash the like button and show your boy some support. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video, hopefully tomorrow, in another light tank. Bye bye.